Winterset game turned out to be a very interesting game indeed. The Huskies have never beaten us, and they hoped this would be the year. To start this game, they trotted out two young men who had not suited up all season long. These two players made Winterset a lot tougher team right away. We scored on the screen pass on the first play from scrimmage, but this game was far, far from over. Winterset kept coming back and forging into the lead. They had a couple of weird plays go their way, which helped them very much. But our players really demonstrated what kinds of people they were by sucking up their guts and answering every challenge issued to them by the Huskies. In the fourth quarter, our offensive line just dominated Winterset, and they couldn't stop us. We ran the power play 17 times and finished with the famous 57 blast touchdown call that will go down in the annals of Oskaloosa football history as a great tribute to the team by their quarterback. This was a real hard-fought contest, and against a team that scored the most points on us of any team all year long, but it showed the tremendous character that our football team had.
Yeah!
Knoxville was our homecoming game, and homecoming can be a pretty distracting time, but our players were able to stay focused and rang up a big homecoming win. The offensive line blocked great, and Falstead and Blunt both had over 100 yards, as we totaled nearly 500 yards of total offense for the game. Except for one long touchdown pass, the defense kept the Panthers in check. This was a game where we just took care of business and made things happen. This group of fighting Indians created a lot of really neat memories on their way to the district championship, and they will be remembered for a lot of things. One of the things they'll be remembered for is being great role models for the athletes of the future to follow. They were watch me kind of leaders. Watch me, this is how you treat coaches. Watch me, this is how you treat fellow players. Watch me, this is how you get in shape for a season. Watch me, this is how you lift to get stronger. Watch me, this is how you treat your fellow students in the hallways of the school. They will be remembered for a lot of things, but one of the things that will stand out will be the great role models that they were in our community. Championships change people, and almost always for the better.
open myself this way. Life is ours, we live it our way. Hold these words I don't just say, and nothing else matters. Trust I seek and I find in you. Every day for us something new. Open mind for a different view, and nothing else matters. Never care for what they do. Never care for what they know. But I know so close, no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting who we are, and nothing else matters. Never care for what they do. Never care for what they know. But I know I never opened myself this way. Life is ours, we live it our way. Hold these words I don't just say.
We took the road to travel to Sheraton in what was to be a very frustrating and disappointing game. Sheraton had a nice team, but we just couldn't get things going right. It seems that every time we would get a good gainer and be in the scoring position, there would be a matching penalty that would bring it back. Late in the game, he put on a classic Indian game-winning drive, only to lose the ball on a fumble. In the locker room, the coach could see the disappointment on every face, but there was also a look of determination that told us that this group of Indians were not done yet. We had our backs to the wall because we had to win all the rest of the games to reach our goal, and there were some real tough teams ahead. The Apaches brought me their helmets and said, "Coach, we're going to start over and we're all going to be the same." The press dropped us from the ratings as they knew we were all washed up after losing to Sheraton. But we knew that ratings are temporary and championships are forever, and we took off after the championship. After a great week of practice, we were ready to take on Norwalk. The coaches felt sorry for Norwalk because we knew they were in for big trouble. A good place not to be is next on the schedule of a good team that just got upset, especially a good team that has great character. The Warriors were never really in this game, as the defense was swarming and the offense was in high gear. This was one of those games you could close your eyes, sit in the top row of the bleachers, and hear the popping all the way to the back row. We were so proud of the way this team had responded to adversity. We knew this team was on the verge of greatness, and what made it especially nice was that they were great people and fun to be around. We were just beginning a rush of football that would end up on the championship floor of the Unidome. We would practice in freezing cold weather on the frozen tundra of our practice field, and many nights until way after dark, and not one time did we hear a complaint. These guys loved their football, and the coaches and fans loved them.
Down the street with the green pool way down low. Ain't no sound but the sound of speed. Machine guns ready to go. Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Out of the doorway, the bullets rip to the sound of the beat. Yeah. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Yeah. Hey. Gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust.